sunset hair. Keep on watching to see how I achieve this look. The colours that I am using are Riche Directions in Plum, Poppy Red, a tiny bit of Cerise, Mandarin, and Bright Daffodil. And I'm also going to be dyeing these 24-inch clip-in hair extensions from Lush Hair. And I'll be using a few tint bowls, some sectioning clips, tint brushes, and plastic gloves. So firstly, I'm going to be brushing through my hair just to make sure there's no knots, so the colour will apply evenly. And then I'm going to be splitting my hair into 4 sections, so I'm going to split straight down the middle all the way to the back, and then from my parting to just behind my ear on both sides. So you just want to clip these sections up separately. So then taking my first colour, which is Plum, I'm going to be applying this on either side of my parting quite carefully. And I'm just going to be applying this all the way to my back hairline. You may notice that I've forgotten to put my gloves on. It's very silly, Rachel, you should stop doing that, put your gloves on. Yeah, so it's really important to have 2 mirrors so you can see the back of your head. So just remember to use 2 mirrors because you don't want to get the purple like everywhere. It will look terrible. Taking down the first section, you want to apply the Plum all the way around the section, so at the front hairline, then at the little bottom part near your ear, and then up the back part of the section. And just make sure you've gone all the way around the section fully. Then to get all the roots, you're going to want to use the end of your tint brush and split off a tiny section, so about 1 centimetre, and then apply the Plum on either side of the split that you just made. By doing this, it makes sure that you get all of the roots fully saturated. So you're going to do that all the way through the section. Make sure you're careful and don't try to get the Plum on anywhere other than the roots. And we're going through the section super fast, oh yeah. So then once you've done that section, you want to carry on to do all the other 3 sections. I'm just going to show you me doing the back one because it's essentially just the same thing, but again, super important that you have 2 mirrors. Then once you've done all of the roots, I've added a little bit of Cerise into the red, and I'm just marking out where I want the red to fully start, like as a bright red. So I'm just applying with my tint brush a little way down, leaving a little gap of blonde, and then I'm just using little sections, and I'm going to do that all the way through this section. Then once you've done that, just take a small amount of the Plum and some of the red and mix it together in one of the tint bowls, and then apply that colour in between the purple and the red on your hair. So this just creates a nice transition colour instead of like a obvious purple into red. It's just like a nice little fade. And then you're just going to do that all the way through the other 3 sections again. Okay, so once you've done that, you're just going to want to take the red with your hands and with little sections, just pull and massage the red down to wherever you want it to go down to. Now taking Mandarin, again I'm leaving a small amount of hair in between the red and the Mandarin so I can create a transition. And I'm actually going to be leaving a little bit of the ends just so I can add a tiny amount of the yellow in, which I'll show in a second. So then putting some of the poppy red and the Mandarin together, that's just going to be our transition here. So do the exact same thing, just rub and massage that colour in between those 2. Perfect. So yeah, taking the bright daffodil, I'm just taking like tiny amounts of hair because I don't want it to be very obvious. I just want it to have like a tiny little flash of yellow in the bottom. There we go. And then I'm just pulling the rest of the Mandarin through. Now with my extensions, to make sure I'm putting them in the right place, I'm just holding them up to around where they clip in and then marking out where the colours should start. I didn't realise how terrible the lighting was, but basically on the extensions you want to do exactly the same thing. So lay them down on some foil, then do the purple at the top, and then the mix of the purple and red. And then the red, I realise that it looks orange. It's not orange, it's the red. Then leave the little gap, put the orange at the bottom. And then add a tiny bit of yellow at the bottom. And then add in the transition. You're going to have to flip them over and do the exact same on the other side. Then once you're done, you have to rinse these out with cold water because otherwise all the hard work you just put in will be completely useless. So yeah, cold water rinsing. So this is the finished hair and I love it so much. I hope you guys like it too. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below and I will try my best to answer them. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.